Have you ever felt like you were completely lost, as if your entire world was crumbling, only to realize later that it was all happening for your transformation? If so, you have walked through the fire of the dark night of the soul and survived something most people will never understand. This is not just an ordinary hardship. It is a sacred journey, a divine process that breaks you open, shatters every illusion, and rebuilds you into something unstoppable. But how do you know for sure that you've emerged on the other side? Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear will confirm that you are no longer the same person. You are reborn. The suffering you once thought would consume you has now become your greatest power. There was a time when the pain felt unbearable, when everything familiar seemed to disappear, and you were left in complete darkness. You questioned your existence, your purpose, and even your sanity. But instead of being defeated, you rose. That suffering didn't break you. It refined you. It stripped away the false self, the layers of conditioning, the attachments to things that no longer served your soul. Now, when you look back at that pain, you don't see tragedy. You see transformation. Your connection to the material world has completely changed, and nothing holds power over you anymore. You once found comfort in external validation, success, or possessions, but now they feel empty. You've realized that no amount of wealth, fame, or approval from others can ever fill the void inside. That void was never meant to be filled by the outside world. It was meant to be illuminated by the truth of who you really are. And now you walk through life differently. You no longer chase things that are fleeting. You have found something eternal within yourself. Your mind has shifted from chaos to clarity, and your soul speaks louder than ever before. There was a time when your thoughts were like a storm, an endless battle that never seemed to end. You were drowning in overthinking, self-doubt, and emotional turmoil. But now, there is a stillness within you, a deep knowing, a trust that no matter what happens, you are guided. Your intuition has become razor sharp, and instead of second-guessing yourself, you listen. You move with purpose, and every step you take feels divinely aligned. The things that used to trigger you no longer have control over your emotions. Once upon a time, certain people, words, or situations would throw you into a spiral of anger, sadness, or fear. But now you observe instead of react. You understand that other people's actions are a reflection of them, not of you. You no longer take things personally because you've realized that most people are operating from their own wounds. This shift in perception has given you freedom. Freedom from unnecessary suffering, from emotional chains that once kept you stuck. The universe now speaks to you in ways you cannot ignore. Signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, and meaningful coincidences have become a part of your daily life. You see repeating numbers like 1111, 222, or 777 constantly, as if the universe is whispering that you are on the right path. You hear songs with lyrics that perfectly align with your thoughts, meet people at the exact moment you need them, and experience situations that feel too aligned to be accidental. You know deep in your heart that this is not randomness, it is divine guidance. You have embraced solitude, not as loneliness, but as sacred space. Before, being alone might have scared you. It might have made you feel abandoned or forgotten. But now you cherish it. You find peace in your own presence, realizing that solitude is where you meet your highest self. You no longer need distractions to fill the silence, because the silence itself has become your greatest teacher. You have learned that being alone does not mean being empty. It means being whole. Love flows from you effortlessly, but it is no longer desperate or conditional. Before your awakening, you may have sought love outside of yourself, hoping that someone else could complete you. But now you have realized a powerful truth. Love is not something to seek, it is something to be. You radiate love, not because you need something in return, but because it is your natural state. You love yourself deeply, without conditions. And because of that, you attract only those who match that energy. You no longer tolerate toxic relationships, manipulation, or people who drain your spirit. You have learned that true love is freedom, not attachment. So have you felt these changes within yourself? Have you emerged from your darkness as someone entirely new? If so, then know this. You did not just survive the dark night of the soul. You have been reborn into your true self. You are no longer controlled by fear, by ego, or by illusions. You have awakened to a deeper reality, one where you are the creator of your destiny, the master of your energy, and the embodiment of divine wisdom. Have you ever felt like you were being stripped of everything you once knew, as if life itself was pushing you into the unknown? If so, you may have walked through the sacred fire of transformation. The dark night of the soul is not just suffering, it is a divine test, a spiritual rebirth. It forces you to let go of illusions, to break away from the false identity you once carried. But how do you know if you've truly survived it? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear may confirm what your soul has already sensed. The pain that once felt unbearable has now become your greatest teacher. There was a time when it seemed as though your world was falling apart, but now you realize it wasn't falling apart, it was falling into place. The people who left, the plans that failed, the dreams that crumbled, they were all part of the divine orchestration. They were never meant to stay. They were meant to prepare you for something greater. And now you look back and understand, it all happened for you, not to you. Your attachment to the material world has dissolved, and you now seek meaning over possessions. Once you might have measured success by what you owned, by the status you held, or the validation of others. But now, those things feel empty. You have realized that true wealth is not found in money, but in wisdom. True status is not given by society, but by spiritual alignment. You no longer chase temporary pleasure, you seek eternal truth. You have become a master of your emotions, no longer controlled by external forces. The things that used to trigger you, the words that once hurt you, the situations that once shook you, they no longer hold power over you. Why? Because you have found inner peace. You have learned that true strength is not in reacting, but in remaining still. You observe rather than absorb. You understand rather than attack. And that shift has set you free. The universe now speaks to you in ways you cannot ignore. Angel numbers appear before you, repeating sequences like 1111, 222, and 777. You hear words in songs that match your thoughts, see symbols in dreams that guide your path. People appear in your life at the exact moment you need them. It is no longer coincidence, it is confirmation. You are being guided, you are being watched over. You are on the right path. Solitude has become your sanctuary, not your prison. There was a time when being alone felt painful, as if you were missing something. But now, you crave it, you cherish it. Because in solitude, you have met your true self. You have realized that loneliness is not the absence of people, it is the absence of connection. And now your deepest connection is with yourself, with the universe, with God. Your energy has become magnetic, and people are drawn to you without knowing why. Strangers open up to you, telling you their deepest secrets. Animals are naturally drawn to your presence. People who once ignored you now notice you. This is not accidental. It is the power of your spiritual energy. You are no longer the person you once were, and the world can feel it. You radiate something unexplainable, something divine. You have let go of the need for control, trusting the divine plan instead. Before, uncertainty made you anxious. The unknown filled you with fear. But now, you embrace it. You have realized that control is an illusion, and surrender is the greatest power. You no longer force things, you allow them. You no longer resist change, you flow with it. And in doing so, life unfolds in ways you never imagined. Your intuition has become your greatest compass, guiding you with unshakable certainty. The whispers of your soul are louder than the noise of the world. You feel things before they happen. You sense people's true intentions before they speak. You know, without knowing how you know. This is your gift, your power, your direct connection to the divine. And the more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. So, have you experienced these shifts? Have you walked through the fire and emerged as something new? If so, then hear this. You did not just survive, you were reborn. You are no longer asleep to your truth. You have awakened to the power within you, and now You are unstoppable. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. I want to hear your journey, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep spiritual insights. If you want to explore this even further, check out the video in the description. There's so much more to uncover. The universe has been waiting for you to remember who you are. And now, the journey truly begins.